no tomorrow.
Welcome, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I would like to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so I received the Cricut Maker 3 along with a ton of supplies and all the customer support you could possibly imagine. This machine was so simple to put together. We're going to talk about this machine a lot during this video, so let's jump into this first one. Okay, so for this first one, I have got two of these like canister jars that I found at the Dollar Tree. I'd never seen these before and I thought they were super cute. I've got my laptop out and I'm going to pull up Cricut Design Space. Now, when you purchase a new Cricut, you are given a free trial to Cricut Access, which is Cricut's subscription to its image library. For a monthly fee of only $9.99, you will receive access to hundreds of thousands of images, more than 400 fonts, plus 10% off of all purchases made on Cricut.com. Anyway, so I've got images pulled up here and we're going to type in Santa snacks. Okay, and we're going to search. Let's see, what do they got? So I'm going to go down through here and just kind of see which one we want. Okay, I like this one. So Santa's cookies, let's do that one. We're going to click add to canvas. Sorry, y'all, my washing machine is running. Okay, so as you can see here, I'd actually typed in Santa snacks right here, so I'm just going to delete that. And we've got Santa's cookies. So let's see how big this is. It is 4.5 by 2.5. So we want to make that a little bit smaller. I'm just going to go right here to these two arrows and drag it in some. So I'm going to make it about 3.5 by 3.5 by 2 or so. That's about the right size. So we've got it the size that we want. We're going to check that 3.5 by approximately 2. So we've got the size we want. We've got everything's like we want it. We're just going to go over here to make it. Sorting projects into mats by color. We're going to go to without mat. Hit done. Review work. It just shows us, you know, what it's going to look like on the mat. Without mat, basic cut 1. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here to my Cricut. The power button. Just kind of getting itself ready. We're going to come back over here. Hit continue. It's making sure that the Cricut is connected to the laptop, and it is. It's all through Bluetooth. We're going to go to Smart Vinyl Removable. Click that. And we're going to come right back over here to the Cricut. Load our paper. So Cricut sent me this roll holder. It's just pretty cool. So your roll fits inside there, and then when you're done, you can actually just slide this across there and it cuts off the vinyl for you. But we're just going to click the two flashing buttons. That's loading our paper or our vinyl. Now, as you can see there, it just pulls it in, and it's just going to go across it a couple times and make sure that you have enough vinyl in there to do the project. All right, so we're good, and we're just going to simply press that flashing button. Y'all, this machine is so amazing. It cuts 300 plus materials, from the most delicate fabric and paper to mat board and leather. Compatible with 13 tools for cutting, writing, scoring, foiling, and embellishing. up to 2 times faster with 10 times more cutting force. I'm telling y'all, it's amazing. It is compatible with smart materials for cuts up to 12 feet long. It is Bluetooth wireless technology, docking slot, USB port for charging devices, and built-in storage. The Cricut Maker 3 has the versatility and performance to take your creativity to the next level. All right, so it's through cutting. You can see that the flashing button is going again. Now this is telling us to unload the vinyl. So we're just gonna click that. Pops it right back out. We're just gonna cut it right across there. Slide this out. Pull out our piece of vinyl, and then there you have it. It's on our vinyl. So let's take this back over here so you can see it. Get it right in the sunlight, or in the light. So I hope that y'all can see that. Okay, so it's not that easy to actually see on camera, but you can definitely see what you're doing if you're right in front of it. So what you're gonna do is take your piece that's now cut, take your weeding tool, and just simply remove the excess vinyl. So I just took that weeding tool and went right in all the little spaces that had extra vinyl, cut that out. I'm then going to take some of this transfer tape, and now this is Cricut transfer tape. I cut me off a piece. I'm going to get it about the same size as my cutout that I've got. I'm just going to peel that off, place it right over the top of my vinyl, smooth it out, take my little tool and really smooth it out, make sure it's good and stuck. Super cute. Now, I'm going to take this alcohol that I got and just clean these jars really, really well before we put the vinyl on. I'm then going to peel this off of the backing. It's now stuck to our transfer tape, and just place it right on the jar. Super simple. I mean, it really doesn't get any easier than this. And these turn out so stinking cute. You're just going to peel away your transfer tape, and you're left with the cute, cute, cute little design. Oh my gosh, I love it. I even used that same piece of transfer tape to put the design on the other jar. Now, this design I had already cut out. I had already gone through all the steps, cut this out, found it on Design Space. Sometimes when you're doing this, it might not want to stick to your transfer tape. If not, just keep on rubbing. It will eventually. Placed it right on my jar, peel off my transfer tape, and once again, I'm left with the cutest little design. I just love these jars, y'all. Too stinking cute. All right, now I've got a couple different twines and ribbon. I have got some little mini picks that I picked up from the Dollar General. And I've also got 2 little knobs that I picked up from my local hardware store. Now I'm just going to take those knobs and hot glue those and stick them directly in the middle of the top of our little canisters. And that's just to kind of add a little more to it, make it look a little more like a little cookie jar. I then took that ribbon, I took all the ribbon all together and actually tied just a simple little shoestring bow, and that was it. These are done and I love them, y'all. Okay, so for this one, I've got 4 of these little mini palettes from the Dollar Tree. I've also got Moss and Crimson Chalk Paint by Waverly. Now, I just started by taking the tags off of these, and then I'm going to paint them. Well, the moss was just not exactly the color that I was going for, so I did take some of this green. This is from Folk Art. This is emerald green. I just added a little bit to my moss, Mixed it up really, really well. Now, this DIY in particular is probably one of my favorites out of the whole video. You could totally use any of these DIYs today as gifts, but this one right here would definitely be a super, super cute gift for someone. So I just took a chip brush and barely dry painted or dry brushed these palettes. So I wanted them to look like they had been painted once before and then they were just kind of old and weathered. That was the look I was going for. So I would get a little paint on my brush and then wipe it off on a baby wipe and then dry brush the palette. Super, super simple. Not that much to it, but we're going to add more. Okay, so once again, we are in my Cricut design space. Let me just check the camera and make sure that y'all can see. I'm going to go over here to New Project. We're just going to click that. This gives us a new blank, space to work on. I am going to go down here to text. Enter text here. So we're going to type in, let's say, Noel. We are going to type in let's say Joy, Mary, and Bright. All right. Now we're going to bring this in quite a bit because we want these words to be much smaller than that. About 1.5, I'd say. We'll go about right there. Okay, now, I want a different font, though. So we're going to go back here to font. Click on that, and then click on it one time, not two. That's what I do every time. I click twice, and then it takes me right back off of stuff. And then, as you can see here, we can go down and decide on what font we want. So there's lots of different ones to choose from. I mean, they have got so much cute stuff. Let's say, here, I'm going to type in Christmas. And just see what kind of fonts there is for Christmas. Christmas cards. Okay, so this is what we have. All right, so we're going to go to this one. It should change it. There we go. It changed it. Now we've got Noel, Joy, Mary, and Bright. All right, so we're going to go over here to Make It. We're going to pray that this is the right size. That's the one thing I haven't gotten good at yet. All right, we're going to go to Without Matte. Done. Gives us a, reference of what it's going to look like, how it's going to cut. We're going to go to Continue. Now it's going to check to make sure that my Maker 3 is connected to the laptop. Okay, so now it says Set Base Material. We're going to go to Smart Vinyl Permanent. Click that. And then we have to load the material. So we're just going to ease our way over to here. Now, I've got my material. I'm just going to run it through here. You're going to get it right in those lines. It's very easy to, well, I say it's easy, but let me make it look hard. Anyways, it's super easy to make sure that you're just right there in those lines. You just get it right up to the edge of this, and you're going to hit the flashing button. And that's going to pull your vinyl in, and it just checks to make sure that you have enough vinyl to do exactly what you're wanting to do. So it's going to check it. Now it's ready. It says start. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to push this button, and there she goes. This machine is so fast, y'all. Oh my gosh, it's so fast. And there you have it. Cutting it out. Now that it's cut, we're gonna hit the flashing button again. And that's just gonna release our material. So it pushed it back out. I'm actually gonna run my cutter across here and just cut that piece of material. We're just gonna peel that out of there, and now we've got our words. So let's take it back over here to my desk. All right. I hope that y'all can see this. Maybe you can see it where it's cut. Okay, so once again, I'm just gonna show y'all one more time how we do this. You're gonna cut down you don't have to cut this down, but I am, just so that I can save this other piece of vinyl, because like this can be used for something else. But this is my, my words are on here. They actually came out exactly the size that I wanted them, so that's awesome. But you're just gonna peel the extra vinyl away. Now you have to be careful, make sure you don't peel too much, because some of the letters try to peel with it, but just be careful while you're doing it. There we go. Any of the extra little, like inside the O, or like inside the R and the B, as you can see there, we got to get those out. Piece of the Cricut transfer tape, just enough of a piece that I can transfer this. So there we go. I find it easier to get the edge of my transfer tape with the little pointy tool here. Okay, so we're just gonna peel that off, place the transfer tape on top. I'm gonna go over it a couple times just to make sure that everything gets on there. Now, the only thing that I messed up doing this is I should have cut it, but I can still do it now. So I'm gonna cut my words apart while they're still connected to the paper. I believe that will be so much easier. All right, so we're just gonna peel this off of the, try to keep it on the transfer tape. Now see, I don't have this one stuck good enough. So I'm gonna go back in with my little scraper tool. Try to get that to adhere to the transfer tape. That's what we want it to actually stick to. Peel it one more time and we've got it. So as you can see there, it's fully stuck to the transfer tape. Now, you can just take one of our little DIY coasters here, place our word on it, rub it a couple times with the little scraper deal, and then simply peel off the transfer tape. And then you've got the cutest little coaster, y'all. Oh my gosh, how cute are these? All right, let's keep going with this. All right, so I just continued that same process with each of the coasters, putting the words on there. I then decided to take some Mod Podge and go over the top of my coasters. Now, I didn't do this for the vinyl's sake. I did this for the paint because, you know, if you set a drink on it or something, I didn't want the paint to like ruin or anything. So I thought it would be best to just put that Mod Podge on top. I'm then going to take, to make this look more like a gift, I'm then going to take some twine, baker's twine, and I doubled it up. I cut it out, wrapped it around my piece, then twisted it across the bottom, come back over the top, tie it in a double knot. I'm then going to take one of these cute little picks that they've got from the Dollar General store and just tie that right in the middle of this. I double knotted it just to make sure it stays, and then I'm also going to tie just a little, like, cute little shoestring knot. That's it, and these are darling, y'all. Seriously. Yeah, so for this one, I have got 2 of these red candles from the Dollar Tree. Now, I don't know if they have these year-round, but I know they have them right now during Christmas time. You just peel that plastic right off. It comes right off. I then cleaned them with alcohol really, really well. And then I went ahead and drew out 2 words to go on our candles. I did that in Design Space, just like we've been doing with the other ones. I then applied my transfer tape, peeled it off, placed it directly onto the candle. Now, these candles, I saw Whitney from Whiskey and Wit make these candles, and y'all, I thought they were so stinking cute because they are like perfect Ray Dunn dupes. I mean, they look just like it. So simple and seriously adorable. But I just wrote Merry and Bright. So one says Merry, one says Bright. I'm just going to peel that transfer tape off of here. Now, I was having a little trouble getting it to stick. But if you'll just kind of work with it, you will eventually get it. And see, then it just peels right off. I made a tassel out of the baker's twine and tied to one of them. Just simply tied it around it, double knotted it, and then snipped off the excess. And then for the other one, I'm actually going to take some of that baker's twine and tie on one of the picks that we had from the Dollar General store. So super simple. And once again, y'all, this could be a gift for somebody. Like, they are that stinking cute. You could totally give these out as gifts or, you know, just decorate your house with them. But they are darling. Look at that. They are darling. Okay, so for this one, I have got 2 of these felt garlands from the Dollar General store. They were $2 a piece. I went ahead and cut out that same Merry and Bright that we just used on the candles. So I just simply cut it out. Then I cut my vinyl out. I cut it down to the size that I was kind of needing it to be. Just kind of trimmed it up a little bit. I'm then going to place my transfer tape on it. Well, I'm going to peel away my excess vinyl and then place my transfer tape on it. So once I got the transfer tape on there, I then cut it into each individual letter because we're going to be placing those letters on the garland. So just simply pulled it off of the backing, placed it down on the little bulb, peeled off my transfer tape, and then boom, there's your letter. So I just continued that same process with the rest of the letters. Just simply placed it on there, rubbed it down really good, make sure it's good and stuck, and then just peel off the transfer tape. Super simple. Now, when I get to the end here, I realize that I've made a mistake. I've got one extra bulb. So I decided to make a little wreath, make a little bow. We're just going to stick that bow right on the wreath. Super simple. Quick fix. Hey, it's just crafting. You can always change it up, make it work, right? So I just added that little wreath, and there you have it. How stinking cute is this, y'all? So for this one, I picked up 2 of these little plastic, they look like little mason jars, but they are plastic. They got the buffalo check top. And then I went on to Design Space and found this one that says Merry Christmas. I mean, obviously it's Christmas, but I love that it's got the Christ, kind of emphasized in that one. So I definitely wanted to use that. And then I also found that other one that said Merry Christmas and had the trees. So I just printed that out on my green vinyl, weeded it out just like we've done with all the other ones. Then used my transfer tape. I'm just going to place that right over the top. I know y'all are probably tired of hearing me say the word transfer tape, right? Anyways, so I then placed it on my bottles. Got to rub it in really, really well. Make sure everything is good and stuck. And then peel that transfer tape off. How stinking cute are these? I thought these would be cute for, like, you could fill them up with candy. Or, I mean, you could put anything you want in them. But these are definitely super cute for little gifts. How cute is that Merry Christmas? I love that, y'all. So I took some gold acrylic paint. It's actually from Folk Art. And I drew the cross on the one that said Merry Christmas and had the word Christ, emphasized in it. So I went ahead and drew a little gold cross on there and then added the little quotation marks on each side of the word Christ. Well, it wasn't like quotation marks. It's actually like little, like little light beams, I guess. I then used that same gold paint to make a few little dots on the actual trees that were on the other little jar. So just to add a little to it, make it, kind of sparkle a little. But anyways, I thought these would be super cute little Christmas gifts for maybe your neighbors or your Sunday school teacher, something like that. They are darling though, y'all. Okay, so for this next one, I have got one of the trays that you can find at the Dollar Tree. And then I took a tape measure and measured out the center of this tray. Like, just measured how big that space was in the middle of the tray. I took my antique wax and painted this entire tray, top to bottom, every little nook and cranny. I mean, literally top to bottom. I just wanted it to be dark. I really wanted to go with that really dark wood look. I did wipe it off with a baby wipe just to get off the excess, but I did go back over it again just to darken it up a little bit. I got on Design Space once again and found me a image. I sized it to the center of that tray, weeded it, placed my transfer tape on it, rubbed it down, peeled it off, went to stick it on my tray. I'm going to rub it in really, really well. Now, that tray was fully dry, okay? I rub it down really well, making sure that I'm getting it stuck. But as you'll see, when I go to pull up the transfer tape, nothing is stuck. I mean, it's not coming off of the transfer tape at all. Like, it does not want to stick to this. So, I'm like, oh my gosh, duh. The antique wax. So I decided to get some Mod Podge. Now this is a hard coat Mod Podge. You can find it at Walmart. It's just like a sealant, honestly. So I just thought it would be the best thing for this project. And you'll see here in a minute, it really was. So I just covered the center of this with that Mod Podge. Got it really good. Made sure all of it was totally painted and really smooth. I dried it with my heat gun just to quicken it up a little bit. And then I placed my transfer down once again. Popped it down there, rubbed it in really, really well. And y'all, it literally stuck instantly. How cute is that? I love this little tray. Okay, so I took another one of those picks from the Dollar General store. Can we say that I love those just a little bit? I mean, just a little bit. I got a tumbling tower block from the Dollar Tree. Place that on the back because I actually wanted this tray to stand up. Like, I didn't want it to be a tray. I wanted to use it maybe in a tiered tray or just on a shelf. Super stinking cute though. Check it out. Okay, so for this last one here, I have got a hand towel from the Dollar Tree. And then we're going to be using some gold glitter smart iron-on vinyl. No mat needed. No, nothing. It's same as the other vinyl. You just strictly put it in the machine and the machine does all the work. So I've cut it out. You don't even need transfer tape, guys. The back of this is already ready to go in the heat press. Okay, so now for the fun part. We have got our Cricut Easy Press 2. This thing is amazing. We've got our vinyl that we cut out. We've also got our little heat pad and then our towel. So what we're going to do is lay our towel out. Okay. Make sure I've got it centered. Now, you're going to, when we did it on the computer, we mirrored the image, remember? So now we're going to flip it over, place our image where we want it, make sure we get it centered. Once again, place it down. Now, we're going to take the heat press, and as you can see there, it's actually set at 330 for 30 seconds. Now, the manual says about 15 seconds is what we need. So we're going to actually hit the time, and then we're going to go down with the seconds. Just take that down to 15. All right, now we're ready. Okay. So, I'm going to take a towel and lay that over the top of my image. Y'all excuse my towel here. This is just an old kitchen towel. So we're just going to lay it right over our image. We're going to take our heat press and we're going to lay it over our image and press go. Now, I'm just going to hold it pretty firmly, and the timer is steadily going down. Make sure I get it really good. All right, our time went off, so let's take this out. Set it over here. Now, let's just try a little spot. Voila! All right, y'all, that is it for today. I want to thank you so much for being with me. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please, please, please give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family and subscribe. That would be awesome. Plus, hit that notification bell so that you will know each time I upload a new video. I also want to thank Cricut one more time just for sponsoring today's video. If you are interested in purchasing a Cricut, please check my description box for the link. There will be one there. You can go to their website. Check them out for sure. Thank you again, and y'all have a blessed day.